same right immediately. Went down the corner. Gary coming up in the 300 stealth. They just came out twin turbo. He seen his flag was down, buck to you. Dre pulled over. Gary pulled over. They get to talking. I had my gun in my lap though. Dre and Gary was talking. I laid in neutral. Let them talk like they're supposed to. I don't know. Big Gary gave this nigga a signal or something to get out the car. So one nigga got out the car. There was only one nigga in the car with Gary. He got out the car. So I jumped out the car with my strap in my hand. Once again, my nigga Dre, get back in the car. Why you pull a gun out? I'm like, man, come on, start this shit, nigga. So Big Ed Gary was telling Dre, man, you don't be putting no guns out on nobody, man. Get your little man. I'm telling Dre, why your man get out the car? Tell your man, Gary, to get back in the car. I'm going to get back in the car. So we went on for like a couple of minutes, couple of seconds. It seemed like it was a long time, but it wasn't. So Gary ordered this little man to get back in the car. So I got back in the car with my strap. So they talked for a couple of more minutes. All I seen was them shake hands. So we got in the car. I said, what that shit was about? I said, man, he was crying to me about Caprice fucking this bitch. He come home every night telling this bitch how much he liked Dre, how much he look up to Dre. If something happened to him, he wouldn't mind her fucking with a nigga like Dre. If not Dre, turn around with Dre fucking this bitch. So basically, I asked Dre to stop fucking this bitch. They apologized. He apologized for saying fuck Dre and this, that, and that. So they shook hands on it, and that was it. So I'm telling Dre, you gonna stop fucking her? He was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I said, you gotta fuck the bitch one last time. So Dre was like, no, I'm gonna fuck the bitch one last time. So Dre fucked the bitch one last time. That was it. And the bitch was like a stalk on my nigga. We had to change the cell phone in the car, the beepers and everything. So she trying to say we scared of Gary. That's why Dre don't want to fuck. But Dre was like, I gave the man my word. I'm not fucking with him more. So out of some hatred shit, Caprice started a rumor that she was pregnant by Dre, which was false.
Okay.
From that point on,
some murder shit now.
That's when the murder shit started coming. So, he came to poke crime. Man, he still fucking my bitch. I think he gave me his word. I want to see the nigga.
So Gary went to Poe and told him, your man Andre fucking with my brother.
He still fucking with him. I think he gave me his word saying he wasn't.
Right.
So Poe was like, I'm going to talk to him. 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 So, time going on. Our Colombian plug went back to Colombia. So Dre was like, the nigga Alpo, the rat beat me. He wasn't a rat, that's his name. I call him nickname Alpo the rat. So Alpo the rat beat me. I'm like, fuck it, what you gonna do? Too much shit going on about them niggas. Fuck them. Dre's like, this is our last time going back. We about to move out of Cali and try to do this rap shit. We had a house and everything. Dre had an Andre promotion, production. So we about to roll. Dre like, this is our last time going back and take this extra little money for extra spending.
Right.
I ain't know who pulled the trigger at the time, but I know Poe set it up. So I wasn't went with Dre, but he left me.
Right.
So a lot of people think me and Dre be together so much. I had something to do with it. Why I wasn't with him at this time. I said, nigga, they left me. What can I do?
Right. So they actually was leery of you because you weren't around when that happened to him?
That's why me and Dre stay together. We don't see, you see Dre, you see me, you see me, you see Dre. Besides when I go off at night to get some solo pussy.
Alpo was charged with I think he pled guilty to 13 murders. Was Andre one of them?
I think he confessed that Gary or somebody killed Dre. Because Alpo the Red trying to blame Big Ed Gary body on me.
But my little man in D.C., it came a thing with him where he was, he was a short kind of guy. He was about 5'1", 5'2", real slim in the body and a real big head.
Okay.
But he was getting money though. People didn't know he was getting money. At that time, he was probably holding about $1 million, $2 million, and people didn't know that he was holding like that. He was getting it, and he had a real short man complex.
Okay.
Okay, and like I said, we wasn't just business. We wasn't just business partners. I knew a lot of his business. I knew his family. He knew my family in D.C. and in New York. You know, I knew his son's mother. I knew where he laid his head. He knew where I laid my head sometimes. You know, I knew some of his stashes. He knew some of my stashes. We became real close. So, and he was also the one with me with Rich.
Okay.
So we had a lot of secrets on one another. And he had the short man complex, and he started to become real jealous with me as far as through the people, because the people used to, since I was Alpo, people used to see him with me all the time and think he was working for me.
Right.
Because not until I came to DC, really, he started coming out with like Benzes and all, because he seen what I was doing, so he started busting out with little Benzes and all that type of 300 coupes and all that.
Right.
And I always had the reputation if you lent me your car, Antoine, automatically that was my car.
Right.
That was my car. And then if they seen you with it, like, oh yeah, he driving Poe car. So time went on. One day, me and him and one of his workers would sit at a table at a restaurant having a sandwich, and he called my wife a bitch. He called my wife a bitch because he was like, man, you still with that crazy bitch? And I just looked over at him, and I could have took it a little better if it was just me and him. But one of his workers was there.
Right.
And I kind of like gave him that look like, yo, you really disrespected me right now. And so he seen her. She was coming to look for me down Southwest because she knew I hung out down there. So the kid, Gary, seen her. He was like, yo, there go that bitch. Look at that bitch. Who she looking for? She must be looking for Poe. And my man Wayne heard him say this. And he beat me. He beat me later. He was like, yo, Gary was down here talking trash about you, and he disrespected your wife. I was going to kill him right there, but I said, let me get with you first. Because I was like, no, I still got love for the kid. No, he's just frustrated right now. And we had a lot of secrets on one another, and I always told them before this happened, I said, you know, we know so much about one another that if we was to ever get into any type of confusion or anything, one of us would have to leave. And I'm definitely not going back to New York because I'm getting money. So the only thing else is one of us will have to die. He was like, yo, I feel you, because we knew a lot about one another. So now I got this deal coming up with this connect, like, yo, this crazy big deal. Like, yo, they want me to put up like, I had to put up like maybe about $2 million. They was going to hit me with like probably about, I say anywhere from like $6 million worth of coke in New York.
Produced
You
by
hear me?
Contrast
Yeah, I hear you.
Productions.
It was like about $6 million. So they wanted me to put up like $2 million, and I owe $4.
Okay.
Right? So I had like 1.5. I put up like 1.5, and I was just telling my little man for him to just put up a $500,000.
Okay.
I was able to put up I could have put up the whole $2 million at that time.
Okay.
This would have just set us on the map and it was at like 11,000 a key, 10,000 a key. I could have came to DC and got 19,000. To the dudes who I didn't really like and the dudes who I was real cool with, I could have got 17. You know, that was like $6,000, $8,000 profit. So before this goes about, his anger is really building up with me and all that. He's not really feeling me like that anymore. And we really had stopped hanging out, you know. But I didn't really pay no attention to it. I'm saying I still got love for this kid and all that. So he tells somebody down in Lawton Prison about this deal. He told somebody that he was cool with down there. Only thing he didn't know that the same person that he's telling, they know my man, Wayne. My man Wayne, he get to me and say, yo, you about to put a deal together in New York for this, that, and gonna put gas. I said, what the hell? I said, how you know? He said, well, man, my man called me down from law, and he said, Gary told him that, yo, that you want to put this deal together, and it ain't gonna go, you know, he gonna wind up doing you in the process. Just how much anger he built up for me. So I said, oh, yeah. So my man was like, yo, I said, no, we got to do this right now. Can't just be running up on Gary in broad daylight. That's gonna come back to us. So we got to do this right, and we got to get him where nobody know. So my little man Gary, he had a little beef with somebody, and they just like maybe like a month earlier, they tried to kill him. And so he beats me one night and said, yo, kid, one of the kids' name was Jawbreaker out of DC, the kid named Jawbreaker. He said, yo, I know where Jawbreaker and them at. This is Gary talking to us on the phone. Like, yo, I know where the kid Jawbreaker and them at. They had such and such, such and such. I said, oh, yeah. So I'm talking to him on the phone. I said, who you with? He said, yo, I'm by myself. I said, you got something? He said, yeah, I got 2 pistols with me now. I said, all right. I was with my man Wayne and like 2 other dudes that were under my man Wayne. So that was our perfect opportunity. My man Wayne was like, yo, This is
Produced by
it. Make it
Contrast
happen.
Productions.
So we jump in this kid MPV van, because we used to like using MPV van because they had the little side compartments. We could throw the pistols in there if the police pull us over.
Okay.
Real quick. So we jump in the MPV van. So I'm driving because since I was like the best driver. So we go meet the kid Gary, because this is a perfect opportunity. Don't nobody know he's with us now. And when he come up missing, we can always be like, man, I knew how to deny it quick.
Okay.
So we go get him. Boom. So we go get him. He gets into the MPV van. He parks his car, whatever. He parks his truck. He had the truck at the time. He parks his truck. I met him on, Florida Avenue. I go meet him on Florida Avenue by a Wendy's, I think it was.
Okay.
We get a little revolver out of the stash, and I give it to the dudes that's sitting in back of my man Gary. So my man Gary, he's in the middle, but he don't know that we done slipped the revolver to the back to the kid who's gonna hit him in the head. We ran for about 5-10 minutes after we get the gas. Bang! My man hit him. I give the signal through the rearview mirror. My man hit him with the revolver, 2 in the head. All you hear is, ugh.
You from Trinidad. What was your interactions like with Wayne Perry?
Actually, I had interaction with WP probably indirectly. He's sending me messages, some old fake extortion messages. Like one day, my man Duval Hux called me and was like, man, Wayne said we put some money on his head. He wanted us to come see him over to jail. So I'm telling this nigga, that's an extortion move. So I guess the bitch Twala was with him. He sent the bitch Twala to send a message. So I said, man, being though where I'm from, and DC jail ain't that far, probably 5 minutes. I got in my twin, Turbo Z, I shot up the jail. So I'm telling Duval, that's extortion with him. I'm going there and see that nigga. Fuck that nigga. So Tawala gonna tell me, do you really want me to tell him that? I said, yeah, bitch, tell him that. Fuck. So she like, all right, bet. She went into jail, me and Duval rolled out.
Right.
And WP came home after that. So all you niggas jumping on my line, on my page, on the internet bullshit, talking this WP, I ain't say this WP, I want to get no money like this with Poe. Before you dick ride and jump on my page with that bullshit, you bitch niggas, go call them niggas and ask them. Poe, Alpo the Red Home, WP washed up, but you can get in touch with that nigga. He ain't 88. So before you get on my page with that bullshit, go do your homework, you little bitch ass niggas. Dang.
Partner. Columbus Daniels, partner.
That's my man. You know, me and Nut grew up together. We was going to soda machines together back then. And me and Dre, he started out hanging with us. Breaking the soda machines, stealing. So I think Nut got caught stealing one day. So Roy from Trinidad went and got him out. So Roy telling Nut, fuck that stealing shit. So he put Nut on, you carry the pistol and collect the money up northwest from the dope shop. That's all you got to do.
Right.
So that's what Nut was doing. From that point on, Nut was hustling. We was still stealing. We wasn't even hustling back then, I don't think.
Yeah.
Nut was the only one hustling out of our crew back then.
He ended up catching like almost a life sentence at like 18, 19 years old.
Your Nut probably like 4 years older than me too.
Okay.
I was the youngest and the littlest out of all of them. Your Nut caught a body down the chapter. That's when he got life for it. But back, if you're under the old act, life is 25 years. You do 25 years, you go up for parole.
Okay. The night that I gathered from watching documentaries and doing research, the night that Nut caught his case, it was an issue with somebody in Rayful, right?
Yeah.
Was you out there that night?
I was there on the chapter that night.
Could you elaborate what that shit was about?
Right.
How did that shit spin out of control to end up somebody losing their life?
Okay, so basically, Nut actually grew up in Trinidad and used to be Roy little foot soldier. Because Roy all started fucking with Nut. But at the same token, Nut still come around Trinidad to hang out because that's his hood. So Big Ed Brandon, which was Roy hitman at the time back then, they putting a fight on Ray for the rep, leaning on him.
So the Trinidad guys was leaning on Rayful.
Yeah, they was like leaning on everybody for real, but yeah, Ray for too.
These particular guys was leaning on everybody.
Yeah, you got some money doing something, yeah.
Who was these niggas?
Trinidad niggas. I don't want they still out there. I was informed that they don't want their names because they left their life alone.
No
so I
doubt.
don't call their names. I know them, I see them.
80s Trinidad niggas.
That's right, 80 Trinidad. Not them niggas, 80 Trinidad. That's right.
Alright.
Right, so Brandon leaning on Ray the rep. Ray be scared, put Nut on him. Gave Nut like I think 5 bricks to give Brandon. So Nut went around Trinidad, gave him the 5 bricks. See me when you see me, do you? Probably 3 months went past. They seen Ray again. Give me Brandon, give me some shit, nigga. I gave you some shit. That was a Ray telling. Ray for the rat telling. Brandon, you ain't give me shit. The shit Nut gave you came from me. So Brandon like, man, fuck that shit. You got all that shit. Give me some more of that shit. That shit gone. So Ray went and told Nut. So after Ray told Nut, Ray was in his feelings.
Right.
No, Nut was in his feelings. So the particular night down the chapter, you had Ray and all his guys, you had the Trinidad, Roy and all the Trinidad niggas. So they changed words out before they went in the chapter. Ray and them went in the chapter. So Nut came nuts like, these bitch ass niggas, I'ma smash these niggas. He was telling my nigga Dre that and me. So time went on that night. When Ray came out the chapter, Roy pulled Ray up and was talking to Roy. Roy pulled Ray for the Red up, was talking to Ray for the Red, leaning on this, that, and that. So Brandon came up and was like, man, what's up, man? Man, give me some of that shit, this, that, and that, blah, 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 blah. So when Brandon came up, Nut came up to watch Ray back. Brandon would say some shit like, man, chill out, Nut, you ain't got to do with this little Nut, man, chill out. Nut took off, got his gun, bam, smashed.
No rap.
No rap. And I think when Nut was shooting him, he tried to push Michael Frey in front of him. So I don't know if the bullet grazed Michael Frey or almost hit him.
So the night that Nut caught his case, he might have grazed Frey too.
Right, or almost. So he smashed Brandon that night. A lot of shooting and killing was going on within that moment down the chapter.
Right.
A couple of bitches got hit, paralyzed. Niggas got slumped from both sides. ATC. And Nut went in on that. I think the bitch named Maddie told on him, was a witness. So he took a cop to life. He did 25 years home now.
No doubt. In a previous conversation we had, you were saying that Ray, Wayne didn't run around tormenting everybody. He had his picks in DC.
Yeah. It's like this, like I be telling but little youngins jump on my page talking about niggas scared of WP. We were scared of WP.
Everybody says that if you're from outside of DC, your perception is that he ran wild doing whatever he wanted to do to anybody in DC. Yeah.
He was doing what he supposed to do, but he wasn't doing that shit to everybody. That's false. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, when the murder rate was, when Def City was #1 murder rate, who was this WP? This nigga wasn't heard of. He wasn't getting no money. He wasn't fucking no bitches. He wasn't dressing. What the nigga was doing? There was a lot of killers out. I wasn't killing back then. I was trying, but my nigga was holding me back. So, who was this nigga? If you ask anybody out our Earz, when the murder rate was #1, his name was nowhere to be mentioned or found. Later on, he did what he did. I ain't taking that away from the dude. He laid his murder game down afterwards or whatever. I'm not taking nothing from him. But all that, he was doing shit to everybody, bullshit.
So what's the how did the issue arise between, you know, it's a reputed issue or some acrimony between guys from DC and New York?
Basically,
I mean, you even said it yourself. It was the
back
time
then,
when people was killing.
We was fucking with him again. I guess the DC niggas like, man, fuck these New York niggas, send them back home and take this shit and rob them. So DC and New York got the beef and heavy. The good New York dudes stayed because they showed love and was fair.
Right. Oh, so that didn't apply to everybody.
No.
No doubt.
That didn't apply to everybody. You know what I'm saying? So, and that was it. So I guess from that mentality, the DC motherfuckers didn't like New York dudes. New York dudes didn't like DC niggas. But if you was a man and you was on some other shit you'll understand. If it's just a simple motherfucker to say, I don't like a New York nigga. I don't like a DC nigga.
Were you on the street when they came and got Alpo and them?
Actually, I was in.
You was inside.
I was inside. I was doing 4.5 months for that shit. I got locked up in the house with all that money and shit. So I was actually doing 4.5 months in the county for that shit when they grabbed them. And that's when Alpo the Rat tried to tell the feds I killed Big Ed Girl. You know what I'm saying? Because the next night he told me, same night he told me in the club, in the Metro Club, I went to try to hit Big Ed Girl the next day.
Right.
But I fucked up and got away. We fucked up. My nigga, he turned rat. Chico turned rat. He fucked up, he got away. So Alpo the Rat tried to blame that body on me. They were trying to indict me for that shit while I was in.
And Shorty Pop, Sheldon Watkins from the Junkyard Band. Talk about it.
I know of Pop. I heard about him, what he was doing. Remember, I had an encounter one time, or maybe twice. Let me say that. You know what I'm saying? The first time, I was out of pocket because they was beefing with some Southeast niggas around Eastgate that was hustling on our block.
Right.
That we was giving work to. So I'm trying to squash it. So I ain't no Pop. I know 18th and D niggas that we grew up together. So I'm telling them, woo, 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 woo. Anyway, fight just broke out wild. So once Pop found out who I was, like, who is this nigga? Everybody knows about this. We grew up together. That's what 18 and D niggas must have told him. So he came around out of my nigga Tank. Mm-hmm. So Drake can get mad at me because I'm trying to be a peacemaker. He said, man, you ain't got nothing to do with that shit, nigga. Stay that shit. Y'all went to school together back in the day. Stay out of that shit. You on 18 dudes, stay out of that shit. So I'm like, I was mad at Drake, but he was right.
So that's where Little Pop is from. 18.
Pop from Southeast.
Southeast.
He from Southeast.
Okay.
He from Southeast.
It's been said that he's the person who introduced Alpo and Wayne Perry.
Yeah, that's the rumor because WP, Wayne Perry, say for instance if he got some homies that's getting money. I ain't gonna say their name because they still out there. They know what it is. People know what it is. You don't do shit like this to niggas that got your back. Niggas will get him out of jail. When he get out of jail, he'll go check their pockets. He'll go check their pockets and take their shit from them. It's the same nigga got you out of jail. You don't do shit like that to niggas that got your back. So when he got locked up last time, everybody said fuck him and left him in jail. Couldn't even make a bomb. Because he did shit to niggas that fucked with him. You don't do shit like that niggas you fuck with. That's why his ass stayed in that jail. See, niggas don't tell the whole story. He ain't stay in jail because niggas was scared of him. That was a part of it.
Yeah.
But the niggas he fuck with ain't get him out because you leaning on these niggas taking their shit and they getting you out. So when you get locked up again, niggas stay your ass in jail. So that's when Pop told Alpo the Rat he got a good man in jail. So WP felt that he was obligated to be loyal to Pope on the strength of that.
He was shot out there. I can't recall what year. Were you on the streets when
Yeah,
Alpo was shot
Alpo the Rat?
during a kidnapping or a robbery attempt?
Yeah, I heard he got shot like twice, but one incident I know of, we was fucking with Alpo the Rat. He went to Center Watch Hospital Center. He called us. We came up Watch Hospital Center. He had a bag, probably like 3 to 5 bricks in it. We grabbed that. We was like, man, what the fuck happened? He was like, some 50 old niggas try to do this, and they shot me in the back. So I'm like, we like, cool, all right, we got the shit from him. He said, but I'm gonna be all right though. And we rolled out. I know the 50 old niggas who did it, you know what I'm saying? And that particular point, Poe tried to put Wayne on the 50 old niggas.
Yeah.
They wasn't going for that shit. So WP, I heard calling them, that's my son in there. He ain't bringing to the niggas for shooting Alpo the Rat.
So the situation with Alpo
He ain't straight
got
that
shot.
Shit.
Nobody died about that.
No. Wasn't no more said about that shit. Even I heard the Trinidad niggas shot him. Nothing ain't happened about it.
Yeah.
So all that shit about he was doing this, he that. Niggas weren't scared of that nigga.
Because obviously people still trying to get at him. Was trying to still get at Alpo.
Yeah, for sure. Roy still was leaning on Poe. He was fucking with them.
Oh, the guy Roy was at Alpo ass too. He wasn't just on Rayful. He was
no, yeah, he had words with Poe. Actually, when Poe came to see us around 16.
What's the guy name?
Roy.
Roy.
He got killed. Yeah, Roy. Roy Cobbs.
Roy Cobbs.
He was running Trinidad on that Martello side. As far as anything moved, he wasn't in.
He's an older guy.
He older than me, way older.
OG.
Than me. Yeah. If anything been sold on Trinidad, he wasn't in.
So he was out there stepping in the Rayful and Alpo.
Yeah.
It was niggas like that on the prowl in DC in the 80s, man.
Yeah, a lot of them. Not just them, a lot of them. So, I ain't never happened to none of them niggas. And he was supposed to be protecting Alpo the rep.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, it is what it is.
You spent time, obviously, in the federal system.
Yeah.
With a DC number or whatever, using a DC car. When Wayne was on the streets, Wayne was protecting a guy from New York. You could say, you know, whatever. He was putting in work for a guy from New York. When Wayne is in the institutional system, how does the body of Washington, D.C.'s convicts feel about him? I mean, some people from D.C. lost family members at the hands of Wayne, right?
Yeah, but at the same time, we have people that lost family members can be mad at him for taking up for a New York dude. You know what I'm saying? But if you understand the game and that dude got you out, nobody else will get you out because the fucked up shit you was doing to your homies. You can be loyal to him, but the same token, you can't be no flunky. So I think for real, if you got a dude that's getting all this money, you doing his hits for him, you supposed to be caked up. Ain't no way you supposed to be still going on moves.
Yeah.
Trying to take niggas half a brick money and all that old shit. Popo's been paying like he wait.
Right.
Which he wasn't. Even he said, I don't let the nigga know what I was getting or nothing. So basically, he was flunking WP to me.
If he was still on the prowl, shaking niggas down.
Why you gotta do that? You got this nigga getting all this money.
Right.
You supposed to be enjoying your life, fucking bitch, whatever car you want, just protecting that nigga. My thoughts.
That makes a lot of motherfucking sense. A lot of good sense. No doubt. I always wanted to ask that to a guy from DC. I got a question that I have to ask. Anybody that I've encountered that came home from the federal system told me that the Washington D.C. inmates do all the rape, robbery, and murder in the federal system.
That's true to a degree. Because you Google it online, I think we the DC niggas is most hated. Even the COs don't like DC niggas. But I'm clear this rape and robbery shit up.
Yeah, the sex thing. Please clean that up. Because this is civilized. This is civilized as a motherfucker. Y'all have a name.
I'm here.
When dudes come back from the system, yeah, they talk about y'all knife work.
Yeah.
They'll cut you, they'll stab you, everything.
That same. Yeah.
But then they start talking about the boys.
The homosexual shit.
Yeah. So what's up with it? Why is that pronounced? Somebody told me that it came from Lorton. That's what I was told. But go ahead.
Okay, that might be some truth. Because actually, I think about it. Lorton, with all the DC dudes do their time, man. But it was so fucked up down Lorton. So many bodies, so many COs corrupt. They closed Lorton and started shipping everybody to the feds. So everybody think DC is federal. As federal as though you get federal cases, you don't. DC still have state court.
Right.
So if you get locked up in DC, you might do a state charge. You just going to the feds to do your time because DC don't have no more jails.
Okay.
So DC niggas and the feds got two different numbers. One is a state number, one is a federal number.
So every DC inmate has two numbers when he going through the federal
No, it depends on what court you come through. If you come through the regular court, you got a certain number. I think it's 007 or 016.
Right.
If you got a DC number, you got 000 or some other number. They got two numbers though. They got like 4 numbers actually.
Right.
So if you state, you got a one number. If you come through the feds, you got another number. But everybody being housed in the feds to do their time.
Okay. The sex robbery thing.
Robbery thing. A lot of people a lot of our homies get into it with dudes in the jail. And I tell everybody this. And I try to keep it 100, keeping it real sports. This is my shit. So I try to keep it real and 100 at all times.
Yep.
So I tell anybody this. If you take a group of California dudes from Sing Sing or whatever, and shut all the California jails down and put the niggas in the feds, they gonna do the same shit. Ain't no way you gonna tell me Rikers Island up New York and all them jails up there, it ain't no New York or California, Texas dudes that's fucking boys.
Oh no, I'm a convict. I've served time. It's sex in all prisons, but I was trying to figure out I think maybe it was some brutality underlying, maybe a gang rape, maybe the body, the way the Washington D.C. inmates move, maybe
Right.
that could attribute to the reputation. When one move, five moves.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? So
yeah. So like I say, like I'm not trying to camouflage the homosexuality, the rape, and the robbery, but everybody do it. You can't tell me that New York prisons, California prisons, Texas, ain't none of your homies in there fucking boys who get the fuck. If you believe that, get the fuck out of here.